Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. The moment of truth. Nice. Hey there, RC Girl here. Today I finished my RC Pro Racks wall display. I got 14 trucks up on the wall, all lit up. Today I'm gonna show you guys how I took this blank wall and turned it into the most amazing tiny truck display. Stay tuned. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. Here you're gonna find RC reviews, tips and tricks, run videos, flight videos, and other things related to RC. So if you guys wanna see more, make sure to like and subscribe. And you can also head over to my Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon. Before we jump in, I am so grateful for our sponsor for this video, HelloFresh. Look what arrived. Usually it's an RC car, but this time it's food. Huge thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video and sending one of these for me to try out. I'm a pescatarian, so I picked the pescatarian option. Ooh, our recipes. Cool. All right, which one are we gonna make today? Sizzling hoisin shrimp, that sounds so good. Pork sausage, rigatoni, and a creamy sauce. Ooh, and honey salmon, this looks really healthy. All right, here we go. So they provide all the ingredients for you, everything that you need, included in a single box. So these would be called ready to run in the RC world. Quality is HelloFresh's priority. Ingredients travel from the farm to your home in less than 7 days, so you know they're absolutely fresh when they arrive. If you're traveling over the holidays, HelloFresh has plans that work with your schedule, so you can change your preferences, delivery dates, and address in just a few clicks. If you're looking for variety with over 35 recipes available to choose from every single week, there's something to please everyone. Choose from family-friendly, fit and wholesome, veggie, pescatarian, and more. Plus, you can easily customize your meals by swapping out proteins or sides, upgrading proteins, and even adding protein to a veggie meal. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code RCGirl18 for 18 free meals plus free shipping. Yes, you heard that right. HelloFresh.com, use code RCGirl18 for 18 meals plus free shipping. Huge thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Alrighty, so I actually have one row already set up. I did a video on this previously. Now we're going to finish this wall and add another row of trucks. So what I did first is I picked up a 2x6 board from Home Depot. I didn't want to be drilling a ton of holes into the wall, so I chose to mount the Pro Racks to a board, cut it to size to match the height of the other board. I also stained the board to match the other one. This is a waterproof stain and sealer in one. First coat, super light, and then your second coat could be a little bit darker. So yeah, it adds this sort of really light gray initial first coat, and then the second coat's really going to give you that color. All right, I think the board turned out super cool. So we finally got it in the room. The moment of truth, does it fit on the wall? I measured a bunch of times, but sometimes, you know, you get your measurements off. So let's see. Sweet, looks like it fits here perfectly. Now we just have to find a stud in the wall. Make sure that we're drilling this into a stud because that's a lot of tiny trucks to hold. We want to make sure it's secure. Before we secure this to the wall though, we got to assemble all the rest of our RC Pro Racks, but we're actually going to clear coat these. So you can clear coat them or paint them whatever color you want. And then we're going to attach them out, make sure that we get our spacing right. I'm still trying to figure out, do I want them evenly spaced or do I want to stagger the trucks so that there's like truck, 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 more like a zigzag, but we'll figure that out. Here's what comes in a standard wall rack. You're going to get the two side arms, the base, the wall mount. It comes with the hardware you need, including nylock nuts, so you don't need any thread lock for these. A foam pad, our instructions here, a sticker, and a little sticky for sticking on the foam pad. All right, 2 down, 5 to go. All right, so now we have all our racks assembled. We're gonna prep these for a clear coat, or if you wanna paint them a color, now's the time. To prep this for painting, we're gonna want to clean off the petroleum-based protectant that comes from the factory. So I have 90% isopropyl alcohol. We're gonna make sure these are fully dry before we paint them. And then after we washed and dried it, but before we paint it, we're gonna peel off one side of the sticky to make sure that it adheres to the base here. For my clear coat, I'm using Rust-Oleum 2X Ultra Cover in matte clear. So this is gonna be paint and primer in one, so you don't have to pre-prime the surface. They also have a lot of different color options if you actually want to have a color. I gave them a couple light coats of this, and this is gonna really prevent the rusting. Now we have to clear out the space for the install, take all the tiny trucks off the first rack. Wait a second, don't you know you're messing with my sense of time. Next, we're going to be marking out where we want each of the racks to go. I had to sort of fiddle with the spacing. I wanted them to match the other row, which has a couple different sized racks on it. Ended up being about 13 inches between the racks, which was enough spacing for most of my tiny truck sizes. Next, I needed to find a stud in the wall. Because of where they are in the wall, I had to space them out basically according to where the studs were. They needed to be distance enough where tiny trucks are not going to be touching each other. Because the board sits against some molding on the wall, I didn't want it to be angled, so I cut a small board to size as a shim behind each of the boards, so they'll sit level against the wall. All right, both stands are up. So what I had to do is I had to actually move this one over a little bit so that there was room and the trucks weren't like hanging off the edge here and that they didn't touch each other. Also, I have a couple different racks, so the spacing was a little different. I tried my best to like get them pretty much at the same spacing, but yeah. And then I gotta move our little puck light over a little bit on that one. And then we still have to install our puck lights on this one, so. Almost to the fun part of putting all the trucks back. Next, we get to install the LED puck lights. These are also available on rcprorack.com. They are multicolor RGB LEDs. These are battery powered, so you're gonna wanna pick up some AAA batteries. These are so freaking cool. They come with a remote and they're all linked to a single remote. So we'll turn them on. 2 have batteries in them so far. But yeah, you can toggle through all these different colors, whatever color you want your display to be. And you can also increase the brightness or decrease the brightness. It also has flashing mode, so it goes through like cycles, slow flash, strobe mode. And I would highly suggest getting rechargeable AAA batteries. Those are going to be way better for the environment. So when your batteries die, all you have to do is recharge them in this handy dandy wall charger. These are from EBL, eblofficial.com. They have lots of different options. These are the NIMH high voltage ones, so these are going to last quite a long time. They came in a multi-pack, so 16 AA's, 16 AAA's, and you can purchase this wall charger separately, so you can charge 8 batteries at once. Super nice. Each port holds either a AA or a AAA battery. So we are waiting for these to charge up now, and we're going to install them in the light puck. Check out their battery options, eblofficial.com. All right, these are ready to go. When the light turns green, you're ready to take off your batteries. To mount the lights, we're just going to use some double-sided sticky tape Velcro. So make sure that you get the same side on each puck. So we're actually going to put the coarse side on each puck so that if we need to take them off in the future, they're all the right side and they'll all match up to whatever position. This thicker foam one will also work as well, but I really like the Velcro option because it's removable, and if you need to take off a light to charge the batteries, it's super easy. So let's stick all these on and we're ready to install them on the racks. And then you can peel it off and make sure that Velcro sticks really nicely. And we're going to stick a Velcro on the back of the remote so that we can stick this to the stand and make sure to put it back every time so we don't lose this. Today is the day. We have the rack all installed on the wall. Now we're going to have to pick out 14 tiny trucks to be displayed. So I definitely have more than 14 trucks. I think I probably in like around the 30 range-ish, plus or minus 5 or 10. Here's some of the trucks that were on the wall previously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then a base camp 8. All right, so I actually have a bunch of trucks stored behind the house in a shed because I haven't had a ton of space to store them indoors. So got the bee stuff, and then yeah, just trucks kind of stacked up, not very organized. There's one. I definitely want my Buffalo pickup from G-Made, GSO2F platform. I have videos on all these as well if you guys are interested. Probably want a Capra, maybe the Capra that I painted. That's 3. The Wraith, another fun one. Got this from JJ Customs, hobby shop in San Jose, so that's 4. All right, let's do the monster truck. 5. All right, so I picked out 14 trucks. So let's see, let's start with the Basher Sabertooth, probably the biggest one. A little dusty there. It's gonna go on the extra large rack. Our Land Rover Defender, my first crawler from Traxxas. TRX4, it's a heavy one there. A Red Cat Racing Gen 8 V2. I did custom vinyl work on this. The Michigan from FMS, the YJ, just came out. If you missed this video, I'll put a link to it. Really like this truck. Let's do this guy. SCX 10-2, Jeep Cherokee, one of my favorites too. Also did a build series on this guy, a couple videos on that. Our SCX 10-3, Jeep JLU. Heavy one. It's got a lot of brass upgrades from Samix. So this is RC 4-wheel drive. Oops. Grassmere Green, Galandi 2. Ouch. Yeah, that one looks good. Gotta fix this. This needs a few repairs, but let's do the 1.9 Wraith. This one can probably go up pretty high because it's light. This is the Pro MT from Proline. I think it's been discontinued. I can go on the bottom, monster truck. Decked out with a Tekin system. We have the Capra. The base camp can go at the top. This one's pretty light too. We got the Toyota Extra Cab on an SCX 10-2 chassis with leaf springs. And will that fit here? Yep. This needs a few repairs too from Proline by the Fire. We got the G-Made GSO2 Buffalo pickup. Sweet. And lastly, we got the D1 RC Camel Trophy Defender. Nice. All right, the final reveal. It is all done. Looks so good. Really nice and satisfying to have a bunch of my trucks all organized in one nice compact spot. So we're actually gonna turn the lights off and see how it looks all lit up. So we got our controller Velcroed over here. The moment of truth. Nice. So cool. So what do you guys think about my lighted RC Pro Racks wall display? I'm really excited to finally have a bunch of my trucks on display. Huge thank you to RC Pro Racks, HelloFresh, and of course my patrons on Patreon for all their support. If you guys want to see my recommended video, feel free to click on here. Make sure to like and subscribe if you don't want to miss my next video, or see you later. So before we... Wow!
say